This video is sponsored by Kuabu, Atlassian Gold Solution Partner and the Marketplace Partner. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Jira Bro, and today what we're gonna be doing is, first of all, I'm gonna adjust my volume. I'm gonna show you how you can actually clone Jira spaces. Now, this is not about cloning the service management spaces, Jira product discovery spaces. It's not going to be about them. It's going to be about cloning the software and the business spaces out there. So you don't actually need to go and to actually buy a third-party app, pay for it monthly, and basically just lose the money because of that. The solution for this problem is actually using this Python script that I'm going to be leaving in the description so you can actually copy and paste it. Let me actually explain how it works. So here I am, and what I have is, of course, the API key, the email, and your instance. This will be always by the default. Now what we have in here is the source project key, where we basically what we want to actually clone. Then we also gonna name the new project key and also the new name as well. Now the thing for this is that what it's basically doing is actually creating the company managed projects by default. So if it's a team managed project, it will actually convert it into a company managed project. Now the another thing that so I'm gonna go through basically what is it doing. So first of all, what actually needs to do is to convert to Atlassian document format that is actually required by the API version 3. I also recommend to you to actually use the API version 3, not to actually use the version 2. Now, actually, what is going on in here is, first of all, it's detecting the project and the methodology itself that it's basically using. Now, the thing is, it's actually the methodologies that I'm being selecting. It's going to be either Kanban, or it's either going to be the Scrum. So all of the other things like top level planning and stuff like that, I didn't include that in here. So what it's basically doing is that if no agile board has been detected, it will actually default it to Scrum. And this is only if it's a software project, as you can see from here, where you have it in this if condition. As you can see, creation of the company managed projects. Second step. The another step that is actually doing is basically cloning users and the groups from the source project, adding it to the new project as well. And if there are no users, it's gonna return could not actually fetch the roles from it, and it's gonna say why it actually couldn't do it as well. To get more technical in this, so if the code is not 200, which basically means if something is not passing, because the 200 is when something is okay, then it's created. If it's something like 400 and something, basically it means that something is wrong, just for you to know. The other thing is provisioning of Agile board and the JQL filter as well. There is also fetching the targets project issue types, work item migration, which is something that is also doing. So it's not only creating the project and everything else, it's also cloning the work items as well. Now, if you want from there, you can actually go ahead and bulk archive them that you basically don't need, but it's saving you the time for all of new possible configurations and everything like that, which is of course something that is being done. But of course, what can be done as well is you can actually go, for example, mobile dev. I can actually go to this project right here, and what I can actually do is I can make this project as a template. And then the next time when it's being actually used, I can use this as a template itself. But let's assume that basically you don't have this feature. It's not available to you. How you actually save that time? So we can actually use the mobile dev. Why not? So it's gonna be. Let me go back here. So scrolling all the way up, of course, it's source. So the source one is gonna be mobile. The new project key is gonna be mobile CPY, and it's gonna be mobile copy. All right, let's do it. There we go. So it's inspecting, and here what is it basically doing? That it detected that this is indeed Scrum. What it did, it actually created the new project. Now it's going through the users, and as you can see, there is a one group that actually has been added. Of course, what actually has been done is now it's migrating these issues that are actually in here, and it can take some time until it actually really does this. Now, one of the questions that might come up is, can it really clone a project that actually has like, let's say, 10,000 work items, 20,000 work items, and everything else? In this script, this hasn't been defined yet. So it's not being defined. Basically, first of all, it's going to take some time to actually do this. And that's one thing. The another thing that we need to keep the mind on is when you're actually doing the bulk movement of the issues, or basically in this case, this is copying the work items. The thing with that is that when you're actually doing the move, let me just use that as the reference. What actually comes in here is, oh, we got some errors. Issue type is a subtask, but parent issue key or ID is not specified. Yeah, this is something that may actually come. So don't be surprised by this. Now, if we actually go back and we see the spaces in here, so I got mobile copy. There we go. This is it. And from here, let me just see. Yeah, it's actually, everything is in the backlog right here. That's the thing that we can actually see from here. And it's actually one board. Yeah, that's the another thing that needs to be polished. And basically that is the issues from the boards, from multiple boards. So this is something that can actually be tailored. But I wanted to show you how actually this works with the Python itself. And that is how you can actually clone the issues. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see everyone in the next video. Bye.